Hello students, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. Please don't forget to take notes as you go and complete the survey that follows this video. A couple things to keep in mind when we do this: you can only combine your like terms if we have the exact same variables or the exact same exponents. The most important thing here for you to remember also is to watch your signs. So let's take a look at an example. When we combine our like terms, when we're going to add and subtract polynomials, we'll have two sets of polynomials in parentheses. Sometimes there's going to be something out front like this guy here, and sometimes there's not going to be. So what we're going to want to do is distribute anything that's in front of the parentheses if it exists. So let's take a look at the first one here. There's nothing that's in front of the parentheses, so I'm just going to rewrite it as I see it. So I have 9x plus 3y minus 10, and now here I'm going to be distributing that 2. Since there's a plus sign here, I'm going to distribute everything through with a positive 2. Sometimes there'll be a minus sign there, in which we would do then with a negative. So when I multiply 2 times x, I get a positive 2x. I distribute through with to the negative 5, getting a negative 10, because a positive times a negative is a negative. And then 2 times 2 is a positive 4. From here, we're going to combine like we've done in the past. We're looking for our like terms. So for example, I have a 9x and a 2x that I can combine together, all together giving me an 11x. Then I'm going to look for the next thing over. I have a 3y. I can combine that with a negative 10y. So keep in mind here with our signs, we're doing a positive 3 with a negative 10. So it's like we're doing 3 minus 10, getting a negative 7y. Then last but not least, I have myself this negative 10, and over here I have a positive 4. So I'll take negative 10 and add 4 to it, and I get back a negative 6. And since this is an x, y, and a number, they have no like terms anymore. We are done with that problem. Our second example here now involves some problems with exponents. So we're going to do the exact same thing. In the first set of parentheses, we don't have anything out front, so we're just going to rewrite that problem down. So I have 2x squared plus 9x minus 1. Now in the second one, it might seem like there's nothing there, but because we have that plus sign, what we want you to do is put a 1 in front just like that, and we're going to ask you to distribute through as if it with a positive 1 there. So let me put that back in. So positive 1 times, again, there's like a positive 1 in front of that x squared here, because anything there's no number in front of a variable, there's like a 1. 1 times 1 gives us back a positive 1x squared. 1 times the second 1x there gives us a positive 1x, and then 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. So then from here we're going to combine our like terms once again. I'm going to start with my 2x squared, and I see that I have that the x squared over here. We'll combine those like terms as if it's 2 plus 1. And I get a positive 3x squared. Take a note, as when I combine the x squares together, I did not combine the variables, or the exponents. So now I'm going to move on to the ones that don't have the exponents but still have an x, which is the 9x and the 1x. So I'm going to combine 9 plus 1 to get a total of 10x. So once again, you see I'm not doing anything with any of the exponents. They're staying the same thing. Lastly, I'm going to combine my negative 1 and negative 7 for a total of negative 8. Moving on to our next example here, now we have a subtraction sign in the middle. So I'll repeat that same process. The first one I get x squared minus 2x plus 3, since again there's nothing there. And in this one here, I'm going to distribute with a negative 3 because of that minus sign. Keep in mind that negatives and minuses essentially mean the same thing. So now pay attention to your signs. Negative 3 times a positive 2 is a negative 6. Remember, this x squared essentially has a 1 in front, so negative 3 times a positive 1 is a negative 3x squared. And then negative 3 times negative 9 is a positive 27x. And as before, we're at the point now where we're going to combine our like terms. So we'll combine this positive 1x squared with the negative 3x squared to get a total of negative 2x squared. Continue on, I have a negative 2x and a positive 27x, giving me back a positive 25x, because one was negative, one was positive. Then finally, I'm going to combine the positive 3 and the negative 6 to get back negative 3. For our next example here, we're going to again do another subtraction problem. The first one has x, y. The second will be negative 8x, and then positive 4y. Again, there is nothing in front, so I don't distribute. However, in this one here, once again, I have as if I have a negative 1. So we're going to put that 1 in front and distribute through with that negative 1, making sure you're paying attention to, again, your signs. Negative 1 times a positive 2y gives us a negative 2y. Negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2x, and negative 1, and remember there's like a 1 there, gives us a negative 1xy. So here we have multiple variables, so when we're combining our like terms here, we have to make sure they have the exact same variables. So I have an xy here in the front, and I see this negative 1xy in the back. Those are the two that we're going to combine. However, in this case here, a 1 and a negative 1, they essentially are going to cancel out. So now I'm left with my negative 8x and a positive 2x. They combine to give me negative 6x. And then lastly, I have the 4y and the negative 2y to combine together to give us a positive 2y. Our next example here, same story, we have multiple variables. That's the purpose of all these examples. So for the first one, I don't have anything that I'm going to distribute, so I'm left with what's inside the parentheses here. Now I'm going to distribute through with a positive 2. 2 times 3 gives us a positive 6xy, followed by a positive 4x squared z, and then a negative 2x. So I've gone through, multiplied by that positive 2. I want to combine my like terms. So my first thing here, I have a positive 4xy. So I'm looking throughout to see if I have anything that has just x and y, and I do. So I'm going to put those together for a total of 10xy. Moving on, I have 3x squared and then a z. So I'm looking for that same exact term, which is in the back there with 4x squared z. 3 plus 4 is a 7x squared z. Again, pay attention to how I did not do anything with the exponents. Now this negative 2x in the back has nothing to combine with, so I'm just going to bring it back in the end. Our next example here is same exact idea. In the front I have z cubed plus 8z squared minus 4z. Now none of these has something in the front, which is why I keep bringing them down, but sometimes it might. So what I'm going to do is bring in a negative 1 and distribute. I get negative 2z squared and a positive 7z. Combining my terms together, I get z cubed plus 6z squared and then a plus 3z. That came from z cubed, had nothing to combine with. The 8z squared and negative 2z squared combined, negative 4z, and the positive 7z combined. Don't forget to combine your like terms by combining variables that have the exact same variables, even if there's more than one, and that they have the same exponent. So a z cubed cannot be combined with a z squared. As always, watch your signs. Please remember that you have taken notes on everything. Do your survey that follows this video, and we'll see you tomorrow.